Hi, this is Teacher Maria of TheQsAcademy. Our topic for today is all about chemical change. Let's talk about its definition and examples. What is a chemical change? A chemical change occurs when a substance combines with another to form a new substance. Chemical change, also known as a chemical reaction. Unlike physical changes, where no new substance is formed, melting or freezing, chemical changes create something entirely different. A chemical change is a chemical reaction involving the rearrangement of atoms. Therefore, chemical changes are always accompanied by one or more new substance. There are five conditions of chemical change: the color change, formation of precipitate, formation of gas, odor change, and temperature change. So, how to identify? So, examples of chemical changes are burning, cooking, rusting, or rotting. If it's burning, then that's chemical. If you are cooking and if it rusts and rots, then that is chemical change. How to identify chemical changes? Look for signs such as change in color, formation of bubbles, production of heat or light, the appearance of a new substance. So these are the identification for you to know if that is a chemical or there is changes in the material, if that is chemical change or reaction. Chemical changes often involve energy transfer. It is called exothermic reaction, release of energy. Like for example, burning of a candle. There is a release of heat or energy. Then that is chemical change or chemical reaction. The exothermic reaction. Chemical changes often involve energy transfer. Like endothermic reaction, it absorbs energy. It doesn't release energy but absorbs, like cooking an egg, where heat is absorbed to change the egg's structure. Take note of the first change, exothermic reaction, it releases energy or heat, and the second one, the endothermic reaction or the it absorbs energy like cooking. I hope it's clear. Now we have examples of chemical change. Burning of wood. The burning of wood leads to the formation of new substance like ash or carbon dioxide, gas, water vapor, heat, and light. So burning wood is an example of chemical reaction or chemical change. Souring milk. The souring milk results in the production of sour tasting lactic acid. In this chemical process, new substances that are lactic acid have been formed. So there are new substances. So remember, if there is new formation of substance or another substance, then that is a chemical change or chemical reaction. Mixing acid and base. When an acid and base are placed together, they react to neutralize the acid and base properties, producing a salt. So there is a formation of a new substance. So that is chemical reaction or chemical change. Digesting food. Food digestion is considered a chemical change because enzymes in the stomach and intestines break down large macromolecules into small, simpler molecules so that the body can more easily absorb the food. So, when you digest your food, then that is already chemical change. Cooking an egg. Cooking an egg denture the protein caused by heating the proteins, changing their structures into appearance, taste, and look. So when you are cooking an egg or even cooking food, then that is chemical reaction. heating sugar to form caramel. In the process, new substances are formed and the old ones destroyed, meaning chemical bonds were broken and made. So there is another formation of a substance, so chemical reaction. Baking a cake, it takes a batch of ingredients and rearranges them with the help of heat to form a new substance. That is a cake. So chemical reaction when you bake a cake. Rusting of iron. It is two substances reacting together to make a new substance. When iron rusts, iron molecules react with oxygen molecules to make a compound called iron oxide. Rotting of fruits, because an enzymatic reaction causes molecules to change when rotting. An enzymatic reaction is defined the conversion of the molecule to another. So rotting of fruits or even vegetables, that is a chemical change. The decomposition of waste, because a more complex chemical compound is broken down into simpler compounds or even chemical elements. So that is chemical change. Making popcorn, when mixing oil and water, neither substance change and no new substance is formed. So making popcorn is a chemical change or chemical reaction. Leaves changing color. Leaves change color in the fall because they undergo a chemical change. The chlorophyll decomposes, exposing other pigments in the leaves that reflect other wavelengths of light. Another example, teeth decaying. Tooth enamel is highly mineralized axillar tissue and caries act upon it through a chemical process brought on by the acidic environment produced by bacteria. So, as the bacteria consume the sugar and use it for their own energy, they produce lactic acid. So, teeth decaying is an example of chemical change. Wine fermenting. As the fermentation of grapes leads to the formation of alcohol in the presence of an enzyme, it is a chemical change. Remember, a chemical change is a change of materials into, take note, another new materials with different properties. One or more than one new substance are formed. Understanding chemical changes helps students appreciate how substances interact and transform in everyday life, emphasizing the fundamental role of chemistry in natural and human made process. Chemical changes are irreversible changes. Once the chemical properties of a substance are changed, it becomes another substance. Thus, it cannot return to its original state. So take note, chemical changes are irreversible changes. Chemical changes chemical changes are irreversible changes. Once the chemical properties of a substance are changed, it becomes another substance. It cannot return to its original states. Remember, chemical change teaches us about transforming just as God transforms us through faith. So, reflecting upon this lesson, reflecting is a sign calling us to be patient and shine as light in the world. Remember, like chemical change, we all change. And let God change us into someone He wants us to be. I hope you've learned something new today. Don't forget to like, subscribe. This is Teacher Maria of the Kiss Academy. Comment down below what will be our next topic. Everyone.